Disclaimer. This podcast showcases business partners and friends that engage in lively conversations about books over many drinks. Content may not be suitable for viewers under 21.
You don't want that on camera.
Certain things we can edit out.
Okay. There's a lot of bleeping. There's a lot of bleeping.
152.
We got buddies today. Cheers.
And if you hear some rattling going on in the background,
that's round 2 for us.
That's Kevin making our sidecar. We're going to need a sidecar.
So we launched this podcast in hopes to take you kind of on the journey with us as we explore the realms of literature and libations and show and hopefully just kind of awaken the excitement around business.
Yeah,
and then it can be fun.
Yeah, business can be fun, guys.
Fun. Look
you
at
don't
us.
have to be stuffed up.
We're talking
you don't
business.
have to be stuck in a closet with no windows and fluorescent lighting.
Your tie all the way up.
Yeah, you can be
Pocket
in here
protector.
with us.
You'd be here with us.
Drinking booze.
Thanks for the invitation, guys.
Yes.
I like it.
Oh, yes. Wait.
So I'm
Introduction.
Kristen.
I'm
Hi.
Leilani, and this is Miosotis.
My name is Miosotis, but my friends like them call me Mio.
Yes. Mio, please tell us your accomplishments because this girl rocks.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm an actual professional singer. I do salsa. I have my salsa band. Been singing ever since I was 15 years old. So that was about, 5 years ago?
Yeah, 5 years ago, guys, and she's just being modern.
Well, some of my accomplishments. If you go to my, I have my YouTube channel with my all my and I have my Spotify, Instagram. It's under Miosotis Music. It's Miosotis, Miosotis Music, and you're gonna see I have a few awards that I've been.
Don't be modest. This girl's won her Latin Grammy over here. Okay, she's trying to be. Miosotis Music is fantastic. She is a great salsa singer, okay? She is well-renowned in Latin America. She's had multiple appearances and Latin Grammy Awards in Dominican Republic, and she's paired up with numerous artists in the Latin American country.
Yes.
Yeah, Latin America. I was going to say country, but it's not.
America,
Yeah, and so she's a fantastic artist. When you have the opportunity, we will be putting a link below to go ahead and you can check her out. Please like, subscribe, and share to her. She is fantastic. And keep up with her next event because she does multiple appearances in Miami, Orlando, and New York.
Actually, thank you. My goodness. I think I'm going to try.
She got her PR down pat.
Yes, I got my PR down pat. I like it.
I've been knowing this girl now for years. Yeah, this is my boo.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I'm very interested in what you guys are doing here.
Yeah, we're excited. So on Books and Booze, we introduce a spirit paired with a book and it's about a month each time, right? We break them up and we take 3 or 4 weeks to get through it. Okay. So this month, we have been digging into the Siesta Key Spiced Rum, which I've poured for you.
Ooh,
so
I've never tried this one.
Well, mine says salute.
Salute.
And yours says cheers.
Cheers.
Perfect.
All right.
So
I got the skull this time, guys.
Salute.
Cheers.
So this
don't
is
shoot it, girl. Don't
yeah,
shoot it.
I mean, go. You do you.
You do you, bro.
It's gonna be good.
So this is the Siesta Key Spiced Rum from Siesta Key, Florida. Have you been?
Great too.
Doesn't it? Yes. Ooh. Notes of vanilla, right? Yes. A little bit of caramel.
Mm-hmm.
It's really beautiful. I could see the cinnamon. Yes,
there is cinnamon in there.
So Siesta Key, it's Drum Circle Distillery.
Nice.
They use local Florida sugarcane. They use local honey and different herbs to make their spiced rum. And it is still a small, privately run business. Troy actually brought in his fiance and 2 of his lifelong best friends to be part of the distilling process for this and run the business, which I think is amazing, right?
Yes,
Like it's delicious.
Uh-huh.
That's what. Well, and we said it on the last episode. Like our viewers are going to notice this has not gone down at all because we actually bought a bottle twice this size, which is now almost empty.
Wow.
Yeah, we've been kind of hitting
We've been
it.
busy today.
And we really look forward to going to the distillery and visiting them in person. And
Sure.
you talked about they have a coconut rum.
They do,
right?
and it looks like they do other specialty flavors.
Yeah.
Throughout the year.
Okay.
But yes, really
I'm down.
delicious. I'm down. Road trip.
Yeah, road
Yeah,
trip.
let me know when.
Have you been to Siesta Key before in general?
I have not.
Powdery white sands on the beach. It's the Gulf Coast. So calmer waters, warmer waters.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Definitely
It's
wanna
near
go.
Sarasota, Florida.
Okay.
So giving you geographically
Okay,
where it
nice.
is. So
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's do it. Road trip, girls trip.
girl
Wait,
trip.
No husband, right?
No.
No. Why are you going to bring sand to the beach?
I'm going to edit that one out.
I don't know. So tell us about the book you chose for us this time around.
So this book was actually recommended by various people, but I actually know Patrick. Well, I don't know him personally. And I
That's
haven't
not
been
what you
on
implied
him.
last time.
I haven't been on him. However, I had come across his channel, Valuetainment, on YouTube, and he gives great insights into business, optimizing your business, motivating your mindset, right? Because you really got to be in tune with where you're going in your business. And I just really, the first time I watched him, he was a little hard to stomach because he has a very male, macho persona. But if you get through that and you really just look at the information he's giving you, which is value,
Quality.
It is
And
quality.
it's great advice for growing your business.
It is. And that's one of the reasons why I continue. And I have subscribed to his channel. So please find him, subscribe to it, because he gives you really great advice like we do. And he has written?
Well,
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
He has this book over here.
How many of these have you had?
we're on like 5.
We pregame over here.
Okay.
We
We
pregame.
like this so
It's really
much.
good.
It is really good.
It's really good. And listen, guys, this is real us, okay? Listen, there's very little censoring that goes
Nobody's
on.
paying us to say anything about
No.
this. We went out and bought this ourselves.
Yeah, it's just really good. And this is where we talk about the light side of business. We
Yes.
are all business owners here.
Mhm.
But just because you're a business owner doesn't mean that you need to be on a pedestal the entire time. Be real, be you, be authentic. And this is us. We have great drinks. We talk about great books.
And great friends.
And great friends.
Okay. So yes, Next 5 Moves was recommended, and this is why we went and dived into it. And I've been
I loved
enjoying
it.
it.
Next
Yeah.
5 moves. What's the first one?
So when we dug into this book, so we've broken up this book slowly over the past month.
Okay.
And actually, his story is incredible. And so many entrepreneurs that we meet, so many, I think people are afraid to start a business because they're like, I don't have the money to do it. I don't have the financial backing to do it. Well, here we have yet another successful business owner who started at truly ground zero. I mean, he grew up in war-torn Iran. His family escaped hours before the bridge to let people out of the city, right? Like I get
Wow.
chills when I go through his story. And
Yeah.
several of the books that we've read, I mean, Atomic Habits, I mean, he was, he coma because of the
Yeah.
baseball bat, right? But so he escapes war-torn Iraq. He lives as a refugee in Europe for a while. He gets to America. His parents divorce. His mom lives on welfare. He's in and out of jobs. He, quits something from Bally's because he didn't get the promotion he wanted, hot-headed, 20-year-old, right? So he's like, screw this, I'm out of this,
Yeah.
right? But then his dad's sick in the hospital, and because they don't have, private health care, his dad can't get the quality care that he needs. So his story of where he is now is incredible. And it should be hopefully inspiration because you can do this.
Yeah.
Right?
You can-
It's
if you can
incredible.
come as a refugee from another country, come from parents that didn't, they came from nothing on welfare and just had to start from absolutely ground zero. We didn't come with $1 million loan from our parents, right? He started from nothing and get to he's running an insurance conglomerate at the moment,
Mhm.
multi-million-dollar company to get to where he is now from nothing, anyone can do it.
Yep. And I like this. So his first 4 moves that we discussed already. The first was master knowing yourself.
Knowing yourself.
Knowing yourself.
Okay.
Sounds
And-
easy, but it's not.
Yeah. I guess you're right.
Well, he gives you so many different titles you could possibly have. And the ones that really resonated with us was entrepreneur and intrapreneur. But he
Yeah.
also, like, some people want to be an inventor. Some people, and I don't mean literally inventor, like, I don't know, Inspector Gadget or whatever he is, right? Or Belle's dad. I don't know an
I
inventor.
sort of inventor. I write songs.
You are
You do.
totally an
I'm a
inventor.
creative
You are a creator. You know, and some people want to be in sales. Some people want to be in there. So he's like, there's different roles that really call to you.
Yeah.
So know yourself and be okay with that.
Mhm.
Because if you're finding that the corporate bubble isn't right for your spirit, there is a way for you to have an intrapreneur type mindset and be part of something bigger and help foster it without necessarily being the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And that's where Leilani and I have landed. You know,
Yeah.
with Sage, she is already the entrepreneur of her own business with Be Chic.
Yes.
But when we came together for Sage, we really balance each other. She's my intrapreneur to me being the
Oh,
entrepreneur.
how nice.
So because the entrepreneur is the one that's holding the vision.
Okay.
The entrepreneur is supporting that vision. And in this dynamic, she approached me with a vision that she had for Sage and asked me would I like to join her on that journey. So I've completely acknowledged that my role in this endeavor we're going on is just going to be me supporting her vision and also, you know, guiding, and we consult and all that together. But that an entrepreneur doesn't mean that you're not, put it like this, it's not like, okay, she's my boss, but at the same time, I understand that my role is guided by her vision.
Okay. So that's basically tied into the first step.
Yep,
is
knowing yourself.
Knowing
And you got to be
yourself.
okay. Because he had a friend who came to him and said, I need help. Like, what do I do? And he says, well, what's your ultimate goal? Bro.
It was a mentally.
Oh, we're having mojitos or a version of a mojito.
Wait, it didn't go down yet.
And, you know, Pat's question to his friend, are you okay?
Yeah, it went down.
Pat's,
She good. All right.
Pat's question to his friend is, what do you really want? And his friend says, you know, I feel like I want to make this amount so we can do the traveling we went and everything like that. But I also want time to coach Little League. So in the end, maybe an entrepreneur running his own business and that stress and that pressure
Yeah.
wasn't the right thing for him. So it's just really knowing yourself. So I appreciated that.
Okay.
The next move is master the ability to reason.
Master
The ability to reason. Yes. And then third was master building the right team. Love that.
Okay,
You got to
I
have
like
your,
that one,
you're
absolutely.
right,
Yeah.
right?
Thank
And
you
then
guys.
last
Add your
week,
team to
yeah,
the-
we got our
and
team.
you and Lilu,
That's
right?
true, yeah.
Yeah, Lilu.
I have actually a whole bunch of teams
You do.
because I use different teams in different parts of the world. Actually, when I go
Sure.
go to DR, I have my PR person over there, the person that does my makeup, the hair, the whole thing. I have a team everywhere. I go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, even your band, like where
The
you're.
band, of course.
Yeah, you're
Mhm.
coordinating your band.
Producer, the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
promos,
You
yeah.
have to build the right team for you to feel like you can move forward with your vision.
Absolutely.
Mhm. And then last week, we just discussed master the ability to scale. That was
Yeah.
fun. Like, how do you
Explain
grow?
that. What was that?
How do you grow your business to grow? Like, how do you set it up to be ready to grow so that it can give you your dream? So, for example, Leilani's goal was to be able to spend time with her family. That is one of the reasons why she launched her own business. Well, for her to be able to do that, she needed to grow her business to be big enough that others could be part of running the business so that she could step away and do a family vacation,
Okay.
take a true weekend off, right? You can't just kind of throw darts and hope your business does well or think that you can do it all on your own. You can't. You got to.
So, prime
plan.
example, when we talk about your business, right? Because you are the artist, you are the talent, you are the person. Okay, in my business, you have
The
a product.
Mhm.
Okay, that's the product. I'm selling this physical product. In your case, you are the artist, you are your own product. So, finding the people who will promote your product,
Mhm.
organize your product, okay? Make sure your product is distributed. In my case, it's dispatch or marketing, right? So dispatch is the physical side. Marketing is marketing it out to the masses.
That is correct. I'm actually working on a new product right now, a new album that I'm recording. And the distribution, I'm getting the team together with Jane and Music, music group. So they're going to be doing the distribution. Of course, the producer, then the people that are actually investing in the product besides myself, because I have my own company. It's called Pro Music. But
Yes.
I'm getting a team together to get the
Exactly.
distribution done and all that.
And if you didn't have that in place, you wouldn't be able to distribute as effectively.
Right.
Or at all.
Yeah.
You'd be peddling your CDs.
Yeah. Do we still do those?
Yeah, no.
I mean, go to Orlando. go to New Orleans. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
I used to do that.
You get the trunk open and you park under a bridge.
Yeah.
Hey, come here.
Not sketchy. Not
Well,
sketchy at all.
you get some good music that way. And you know what? A lot of famous artists started off, trying to,
Yeah.
we all
But
start
nowadays,
somewhere.
like, download my
Well,
my song on
Mhm.
iTunes and stuff
This is
like that.
before the digital world.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, way before.
No,
Way
I know,
before,
but I'm
yes.
just saying now the evolution is
Absolutely.
download my song
Of
and
course.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but that's what she was talking about, growth. It's
Yeah,
just
but you
making
have to
sure
have your systems in place.
Okay.
And then we really dug into, if you want to grow exponentially, you have got to grow yourself as a leader and hold your team accountable,
Mhm.
right? So if your distribution team doesn't show up, and that's a conversation either you or your manager needs to have.
Or even when I'm doing a concert, I have to rehearse. So basically,
Absolutely.
I have to put the people that are going to be in the rehearsal or be in the show, going to be available. You got to be on time. You got
Yeah.
to know
Yes.
your notes. You got to know your music.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how do you hold people accountable for those results, right? We were talking about this
Like that, they're
generation.
paid.
I was gonna say they don't get paid.
Like that, they're paid.
They don't
You
get
don't
paid.
show up, you don't play.
You know what, Pat? You didn't put that in your book.
You don't play, you don't get paid.
So anyways, those were the first 4 moves. Tonight, his 5th move is called Master Power Plays.
Master power play.
Yes.
Okay.
And I
Elaborate, please.
yes, gladly. So he starts off this whole chapter really talking about Goliath, because I think he had a circumstance when he first launched his insurance company that a bigger insurance company came after him and attempted to sue
Yeah.
him.
Oh,
Yeah.
And for a small business, when a large conglomerate comes after you and tries to attack your, credibility or they want to put you out of business. That can be a scary battle to take on. So
But
he's
you're
calling
kind of
it-
actually honored by it too, because if this big
They're scared of
conglomerate,
you.
they
They're
feel threatened by you,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yes.
So that just gives me fuel to just like overcome it that much more, and
Yeah,
conquer.
that's great.
So I think he put this in his book. I would have never have thought about this because I never had that happen to me. But his industry, and there are industries of our clients who are launching their own businesses where somebody bigger is going to be like, they're disrupting the market. They make me uncomfortable.
Mhm.
To your
Take 'em
point,
out.
Yeah.
let me take them out.
So funny.
So he's helping you with planning 5 moves ahead. So if you say you want to grow bigger, you want to disrupt your industry, you want to be eventually a national chain, or you want to have, locations or, sectors, if you will, around the world, you're going to get noticed, right? You just
Yeah.
open up in your own small hometown, you probably are going to be able to function.
Yeah.
But the minute you are disrupting the industry and you show up, then there's going to be haters, right? Haters going to
Yes, of
hate.
course, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So he likes to call this hater Goliath, and how to be prepared to handle Goliath.
So you better be David with the rock.
You know what?
You take them out by the kneecap. You find their
Get 'em in the
Achilles
kneecap.
heel.
He got his Achilles heel.
That's funny.
So
Oh my God.
Goliath could be your competition. It could be another business. It could be another person.
Uh-huh.
Like it just be, heaven forbid you go into business with someone and then they turn on you, right? Like
Wow. Yeah.
there's multiple Goliaths that it could be. So his last power move to prep you for and thinking 5 moves ahead to grow your business is being ready for this. So Pat really, I believe, is the analytical archetype.
Oh, he is.
Yes,
Most definitely.
So he advises against thinking too many steps ahead because you can get too caught up
Of course,
in,
and
right?
you get all overwhelmed.
You get overwhelmed. But he
course.
says just think 5 steps ahead because it's going to give you clarity of a decision, but it's also going to help you prevent possible missteps, right? So, but at some point, a Goliath will come along, right?
and trip you.
It trip you, right? And I'm sure, from
Well, try
my
to anyway.
perception, Hollywood and the music industry is very cutthroat.
It's very.
They
Actually,
like
everything,
to.
especially in sales, and a lot of businesses are very cutthroat, like sales as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
So if I were to think about like thinking 5 steps ahead, so we did a guys, we got like a bunch of this, like they're shaking up
They're making
mojitos,
the
pouring
shaking,
the
shaking.
ice.
Whatever this is. What is this?
I don't know. Let's try.
Oh Lord, that's good.
Wait,
Oh,
I don't know what it
better.
is, but it tastes really good.
Thank you, Kev.
damn, this is good.
Books and booze and booze and
Very
booze.
good.
Look, my lineup over here, like this.
Books, booze, and
Yes.
buddies. Here we go.
Yes.
Books, booze, and buddies. That's what we got right now.
Okay, so 5 moves ahead.
Mhm.
I actually came up with a practical application to one of the workshops I did, which was goal setting, right?
Okay.
And really, it was just taking this approach of saying, all right, most entrepreneurs come in with the mindset of thinking, whether it's 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or even just a year, right? Let's expand that out and let's go ahead and think 5 years. 5 steps, 5 steps, 5 years, right?
Okay.
So think 5 years.
That's
Oh
actually,
man, I thought that was a sidecar. This looks great.
oh my gosh.
I got ice, guys.
And while you're
I like-
dishing
I
that,
like
I'll
that
finish
step.
your thought.
Because most people in every interview you hear, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah,
first
that's like a
questions.
trick question, right? It's like, oh, you just got married. When you having kids?
None
Like,
of it is
come on.
old.
Yeah, no kidding. Like,
Yes.
really. See, that's a trick question. They just want to put you on the spot. Like,
See what you're
and then you
saying?
got to pretend like you know what you want to do in 5 years. Like asking the teenager, what do you want to be when you grow up? No,
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
not
fair.
fair.
Like,
That's
I
not
don't know.
fair.
Well, we
I-
both
I
have kids
did-
graduating
I
this
did
year.
know. I'm one of the few that actually did know when I was a teenager what
Well,
I was
there
going
you
to do.
go. Well, you were singing.
But you were already singing.
You found your
it.
passion,
Yeah.
you
This is
found
a
your
very good
why.
girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
true. But it's rare. You're right.
It is
It
rare.
is rare. So in this case, when I talk about goal setting, I talk about, okay, where, like I asked you, where do you envision yourself? So it's not asking you where you want to be. It's where do you see yourself in 10 years? In this case, we were talking about Books and Booze. We see ourselves, or in Kristen's case, because she's the visionary of Books and Booze, she was looking at wanting to be able to have the same thing we have right now.
In a bigger scale.
Yeah, in Palermo. It's a winery, right? Talking with the author. And I thought that was a fantastic.
very
My
nice.
goal is to go
Yeah.
visit these amazing craft distilleries and breweries and
And do the show from
wineries.
there?
Do the
Yeah.
show from there.
Okay.
And hopefully have other incredible individuals, including maybe authors, part of this journey with
That's
us.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
because
a
the
great-
wisdom you bring, right? When people move themselves to a position that others see you as successful,
Mhm.
there's a wisdom you can share.
True.
Okay, so
Okay,
let's
I like that.
let's break that out. If your vision is to do that, right, or your vision is you want to go ahead and make sure you tour all South America within the next 5 or 10 years, well, what do you have to do to get yourself there? Align what your goal should be. So in this case, let's just say Books and Booze, for instance.
Mhm.
Books and Booze, well, okay, now in 10 years, if this is where we want to be, well, then we need to start having, or less. Well, I'm being modest here, guys. If in 10 years is what we want to do, then okay, then we should be doing this.
Analytical.
I am.
She is.
She is.
Very
I
analytical.
am.
I love that about her. though.
Visionary.
And I'm creative, so I need
3
these
years.
two to move forward. So you got the analytical, you got the visionary, I got creative. you got
Yay!
So let's do this.
The trifecta. Okay, so condensed version, because I can go on for a while,
Mhm.
but align what it is that you want to do for those next 10 years. But it's all in thinking about, okay, what would expand Books and Booze to make sure I can be able to travel overseas in order to target these distilleries or wineries
Sure.
in these various areas?
Yep.
You know, do I start thinking about books maybe in a different language, right? You know,
Absolutely.
be featured by other artists
Mhm.
or other
Authors.
authors
Sure.
in another part of the world. Do we start thinking about
Giuseppe can help me with that.
exactly tagging them, all those other things, and then research
Yes.
around them.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You have to put things in place now, you know.
But the research has to be done. And this is what I like about, you know, we talk about his lists and all that, but he's highly researched. He has a lot of statistical
Pat
data.
loves lists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
All of my
brings,
notes are list based.
well, he brings a lot of statistical data along with it. So
Right.
he has his research assistant going, and she starts looking at the various ways of tackling a particular goal
Mhm.
but she brings the numbers into it.
Right. Because he says, trust the numbers.
Yep.
And have a plan.
Pat, I know you annoy me sometimes, but overall,
She's agreeing with that.
Yes,
She
agreed.
agrees with that plan.
So coming back to Goliath, he states that the fight against Goliath isn't for everyone, right? So there's sometimes
Not everybody's up for it.
Not everybody's up for it.
Yeah.
And he gives a lot of reasons, like you're going to be afraid, you're going to feel nervous, you might lose sleep, all of that. But he says,
dude, sometimes your biggest Goliath is yourself. I've done all of that because of myself.
Oh, yes.
absolutely,
Definitely.
yes. But he says, if you had heard all these warnings that you're going to be afraid, you're going to be stressed, everything like that, and you're like, okay, then you're ready for a fight. And he's like, you got to realize there's a few things to be ready for around that. And the first starts with knowing yourself. You have to know what your own weaknesses are. And you should probably reach out to somebody else within who can give you your blind spots.
Yeah.
So where are things that, so
and
like
authentically too.
Authentically, absolutely. So you
Right.
can prep yourself.
Yeah.
He also says you got to know Goliath's weaknesses, right? Big corporations trying to come after you can't maneuver as quickly. So let's talk be chic, right? You get somebody trying to bully, what you're trying to do in the jewelry industry, you're
It's going to take a little bit longer for me to respond because there's more moving parts. Whereas someone who might be a solopreneur or someone just coming into the business, they can pivot a lot quicker than what maybe I could do, because that's something that I might need to strategize a little bit more with more team members. Yeah.
He also, and I really love this one, and I'm losing my notes right here. But he talks about being prepared to control the narrative.
Oh, yeah.
And I think about, a lot of times people like to try to slander people in this day and age, right? It's an era of cancellation culture, cancel culture. So he's like, with social media now, you can be 100% authentic and present on social media.
Hey guys, have another. Okay. Yeah.
Be authentic so that you're authentic. Like I love watching anything you post.
Well, thank you.
Because you're talking to your people. And honestly, your posts feel like you're just talking to one person.
Yeah, I like treating everyone the same.
See?
I'm very much myself in any circumstances. I can be talking to the CEO. I can be talking to the person that cleans the room or whatever. And I'm basically just me with everyone.
You treat them with respect.
Exactly. I'm very much honest and straightforward with everyone the same.
Love that.
Yes.
And when you even position yourself and you show that on social media, not to brag about yourself, but just showing who you are authentically, then when those slanderous, attacks come at you, your customers will be like, okay, this pissy person is saying that, but that's not the person I see.
I actually got that at one point. I remember seeing a post that I forgot what post I put, and somebody that wasn't able to get in touch with me quick enough was very upset, and he was posting on public that I am not a nice person and I don't answer, and everybody got on him. Are you crazy? That girl's awesome, and she's amazing, and she's so friendly.
You didn't even have to defend yourself.
And I'm like, oh, how cool.
Yeah, you didn't even have to defend yourself.
Love
Everyone
that.
else did it.
Yeah.
But this is what Pat's saying is, social media can be the bane of your existence, or it could be your lifeboat. It really can. And because you are so constantly authentic and sincere, and it even shows in your social media, you don't go out and like, I'm going to feed a homeless person right now. See, I am doing that.
Like old robot.
Like manipulative, right?
Yes.
But your people know you. And so when somebody tries to attack and they don't get the whole situation, you're defended organically.
Right.
Yeah.
And that feels really good. And that's exactly what Pat's suggesting here. When you're going up against Goliath, like
I actually feel that's what we're doing here in Books and Booze. We're not caught red-handed with a drink in our hand at a place or whatever. This is exactly who we are. This is what we do. The conversations
we like a
had.
little wine and booze and
just having a really good time. Yeah,
having a nice time with some friends.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can't attack our character because we're already showing you our character.
Yes, we're here.
Here we are. That's who we are.
Cheers.
That's so funny.
So now I liked this part, and this will be interesting because Pat, being the analytical archetype, he dives into this whole realm of affirmations,
Mm.
which I thought was so interesting.
Yeah, you got a little woo-woo there,
He
didn't
got
he?
woo-woo. I got
see.
so
Those
excited.
four archetypes that you talk about. This is analytical. He went over here.
Wait. Elaborate. What?
Oh, okay. Archetypes.
What are you talking about?
So, actually, it's
so
your
so
workshop.
I have done so many leadership and business owner studies that have you dissect who you are and try to put yourself in a box, right? Because when you know yourself, then you can understand what your leadership style is, and therefore you can work on other parts of your leadership style. So with Sage Consultants and helping our business owners launch their own business and understand themselves, I've really boiled it down to, I feel there's a lot of overlap in some of them. There's one that I did that had like 8 different business types, and then there's one that was like 4 business types, but there's a lot of repetition in quite a few of them. So I narrowed it down to 3. And you as a business owner are probably one of 3 people when it comes to your safe place. Now, you've probably developed these other 2, but there's one where you naturally are. You're either a collaborator, and your home safe place is bringing people in to help you with your goals, and you're just very team oriented. Or you're analytical. You need your data, you need your facts, you need a plan and an agenda, or like the world falls apart. Or you're the visionary and you've got ideas and you're not afraid to try something new.
Can it be a combination of
Well,
because I'm
hold
thinking,
on.
Okay.
She's going to go there.
Okay, go.
And I'm like, wait a
When
minute.
she
She did it to me. I'm like, wait, what if you're all 3?
Because I think
Hold
a
on.
combination is
Hold
well
on.
for some
A
people,
successful
certain people.
business owner will have evolved themselves to hopefully be all 3 when their
Yes.
business needs.
Right.
But when it comes to a fight or flight or a critical situation or a uncomfortable situation, you will fall into one of those very quickly.
You default.
Okay.
You
Okay.
default
All
into
right.
one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you've been in a business ownership mindset for so long, I am sure the lines blur. I don't doubt that, because I feel like in my business growth, my lines have blurred and I'm not even really sure who I am sometimes, but not in a bad way, because I feel like, no, I'm whatever my people need me to be. Right. And that's probably where you feel you are.
It depends on
circumstances.
Obviously, where you're at, what you got to do.
Absolutely.
To wear the hat.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes.
But there's one that you kind
will
of
default
always
to.
default to. It's almost like
Mhm.
where you're born with, you know?
Yeah.
We go through this journey as we evolve, right? So you're born with one and then you evolve to another. Get back to the primary one, which is the one that you were born with.
Right.
And the best way I can say is when you're backed against the wall and you're arguing with someone in a debate, what do you default to? So an analytical person will always default to facts,
Okay.
right?
A visionary will think about the big picture and what they want to accomplish. And then the collaborator will worry how everybody's going to feel in the outcome.
Okay.
Yeah. So think about it. When you're fighting with your spouse, or you're fighting with your partner, or you're fighting with whoever, when you feel like you're losing the battle, what do you default to? That's
I
your
leave.
You don't.
I'm like, I'm out. I'm not kidding. I take a flight somewhere.
So that might
I'm like,
be,
I'm out of here.
I mean, visionary. You're not aligning with my
I'm
shit.
like-
I'm out.
I actually did that a few weeks ago. I took a flight. I'm like, okay, I'm out. I'll be back in a week. Woo. Okay.
Well, then I would dare say you're a collaborator,
I am.
because
I am
things
a
didn't
collaborator.
feel right with the team, and you
I
needed
take a
things to
step
calm
back.
down.
I need to take a step back.
Sure.
To regroup.
Yes.
Okay. Then okay.
Right,
Let's go.
because you didn't want them to feel invalued. You didn't want to feel invalued.
Right.
So,
I
right,
need to step away to
Mhm.
regroup in order to
there you
get
go.
my emotions in order and my ideas in order, and
Absolutely.
then I can act and speak.
Mhm, mhm.
Yes, that's correct.
Because you're worried about how
I don't want to hurt
everybody.
people.
You're a collaborator.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt people.
There you
That's
go.
true.
Ah.
Your safe place is collaborator.
It is.
You have become a visionary.
I've been a collaborator all my life because I started in bands. I started when I was 15 years old and with Frito Vargas in a merengue band. Then I was in another band called Altamira Banda Show. Then I was in another band for like 5 years called New York Band. So I've been a
Love that.
collaborator for most of my life.
Okay.
So yeah, so I have my own band now, and I have my own company, and I have my own as solo artist career.
Mhm.
But yeah, I started as a collaborator, and I guess that's my default. as
That's
they
your
say.
default.
That's your default.
That's your
there
default.
you go.
And my default.
But you've
is-
had to learn.
But I do wear different hats.
You
because
have
of course,
to.
I'm the owner of the band, so I
Yeah.
have to say when we do this, when we do that. So I do do that part.
Well, and the study goes a lot deeper. Actually, it'll be fun at one point.
Yeah, we
I'll
gotta
take
do
you
that.
through it.
We have to do
I like
that.
It's
I like
part of
that.
our 8-week boot camp to launch your own business, to really understand your leadership style.
Yeah.
But it's really, it's great to know yourself. I
As
mean,
you were
Pat
talking,
tells us.
Yes, as you were talking, I was thinking, okay, I guess I'm a collaborator. I actually got that when you was explaining what it was. So yeah, I definitely have that as a primary.
And then within
Thing.
Collaborator, I go into various
Visionary
spectrum. Well,
would be
no,
second, and then I guess the
we'll do
third
this
one.
together.
Yeah, we need to do
We'll
that.
do
I
it.
like that
It'll be a
idea.
lot of, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and it can't be on camera because it'll take a while.
It does take a while. It
You know what?
does.
But we should.
It could be
though.
on camera. I
That
don't
would be
mind. I don't
a
mind.
good idea to do it,
Let's
and then
do that.
we can post it to the Sage Consultants channel.
Yeah, let's do that.
You know, something
Oh, yeah.
someone will be
Especially
working
since
through
we're 3
it.
different
Yeah.
archetypes.
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
do that.
We'll do it. Drinking party.
And
So
discover who you are.
So I loved in this book where he moves on to talking about to study mobsters.
Study mobsters.
He watches Sopranos.
Oh,
Now he puts a disclaimer in there. I do not condone with illegal activity. Okay,
Mhm.
good for you, Pat.
it's
You shouldn't.
just entertainment purposes.
Well, no, but he talks about the mobsters' ability to negotiate, protect their people, right? And protect the big picture. So
Mm.
now he's not saying about doing this
That's the thing,
illegally.
when he said protect his people, I'm like, dude, I watch The Sopranos.
He doesn't reference Sopranos at all, right?
Lobsters.
But when you come to negotiations, right? When you have to negotiate things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All the time.
Okay. So he talks about power moves to be able to negotiate.
Okay.
Right? You have to consider the other party's needs and what their desires are. Because when you counter offer, you have to anticipate what they're going to say and what they're going to want.
Mhm.
Right? So if a label wants to offer you X amount of money
Mhm.
and you know you are worth this amount of money, there then comes into negotiation.
Of course. Yeah, I was actually thinking of that because I'm actually in negotiations as we speak with the distribution company that I was mentioning before. Obviously, we have to see what their interest is and what they're looking to see because I can basically distribute on my own,
Mm-hmm.
but I have to see what's the bigger picture, what's the best way to go.
You have to think a few moves ahead,
Yes.
and you have to think a few moves ahead
And
for
what
that
they
distributor.
exactly. So that's where I'm at right now.
Uh-huh.
So yes.
And
See, you're asking about a
see,
few moves ahead. You're already
Yeah.
doing it.
Isn't that great?
you're already
Isn't that
doing
great?
it. See? So yeah, it's neat. And then he talks about really, if it's your first few times going in a negotiation, you may want to role play and really be prepared,
Mhm.
Yeah,
and
I
know
agree.
your stance. But it's true. And as business owners, you're not going to realize this, but you negotiate regularly with vendors. Like we're at least in North America here, we are in a routine of you go to a store, you go to a business, the price is posted, you put it in your
There you
cart,
go.
and you pay for it.
Mhm.
But I've also been in establishments where I get visitors from other countries,
Mhm.
and they want to be like, I'll give you this for this.
You want to
And
haggle the price.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Different culture.
That's true, yeah.
you're in a chain retailer that has set the prices
doesn't mean anything to them.
internationally. It doesn't
Haggle
mean
on
anything to
Doesn't
them.
mean anything.
They argue. It's amazing.
Yeah.
We don't know how to negotiate
No,
here.
we just take it for face value and we go
right.
with it.
All right. So
Yeah.
we're binging Sopranos then. Is that the is that the
Well,
remedy?
they take
That's
out.
good.
If you don't give them the price, they take you out by the kneecap. So I don't know.
Oh,
if we should
no.
be.
Let's
Adopting
move on.
that culture.
Let's move on. Shh, I didn't hear you. Frank phone call.
Ruh-roh.
Gotta drop a coaster.
Here you go. Here's a coaster for you. So it's so funny. He wraps up all of this and he talks about shadow who you truly want to be. And he's like, pick a leader that inspires you.
Yeah.
Like he spent a little time on the whole gangster thing or mobster. And I thought that was funny. Like I was like, it made me sit up. I was out of my hammock outside reading and it actually made me sit up. I was like,
Like,
where
what?
is he going?
It had a little convoluted, but hey, we went with it, right?
We did, but I understood what he meant, right?
Yeah.
Like mobsters are known for not taking no for an answer and being prepared. And he even discussed that there are certain Godfather movies that people will watch for a business perspective, apparently.
So I kind of understand that, especially in well, let's talk about The Sopranos, right? and The Sopranos, they're very, very family oriented. It's funny.
Mhm.
Family first is where we come from,
Mhm.
right? Especially in our business. And they are very, very much family centered, very family focused, but they respect the lines of
The hierarchy.
the hierarchy that
course.
each family member has, right?
Okay. But it's still within the family.
But they also have this way of being able, so if they want to go after a certain business opportunity, they don't go after it directly. They go and consort with someone who could be adversely affected to it prior to
Oh,
taking
they're
action.
thinking 5 moves ahead. They're getting to know their Goliath. They're understanding their
Exactly.
weaknesses.
They're looking at it like,
His
if I
Goliath
go
weakness.
after and drink this entire bottle of booze, well, guess what? Maybe my dad's going to be upset because this was his bottle, you know, or maybe.
Or you didn't invite him.
Or you didn't invite him or something. Exactly.
Yeah,
No, but she's actually right.
Like, what? You drink
Latino families here, okay? So, but it is very true. So within that culture, you have to think five. But it's not only just thinking 5 moves ahead, what can affect you in your pocket. You're looking at 5 moves ahead to what could affect you personally, you know, with your wife, with your family, with your, you know, your kids, all that other stuff. So all of that matches his business because, hey, his business was intertwined with what was going on in his family. Well, I'm talking about Sopranos.
Yeah, I understand.
But,
Right. But it's interesting because they approached the things they wanted to go after as their Goliath.
Yeah.
And everything Pat says, to know Goliath's weaknesses, to know your own weaknesses, to get the intel information, to be prepared for a power move. Like, it's true. And you know what? Take the fantasy out of
I'm
this.
just thinking, like, everything you're saying, I'm like, okay, well, I gotta remember what they want and what they need, and I gotta see what I'm gonna offer. Mind, you have me thinking over here.
Always be thinking. Always
I gotta
thinking.
write all this down.
Pause and play, guys. Pause and play.
You write that down.
But when you really kind of break it all down and you're wanting to grow your business, he's given you some really great tools here.
Yeah, he is.
And he's wrapping up his book.
Another list?
I got 2 more lists to go through. Pat loves his lists. This has been an ongoing joke. I really want him to put a T-shirt about lists on, on his
I love lists.
I'm
love
not
lists.
big on lists. I'm very spontaneous.
Well, but lists.
I know it's
allow
very
you,
useful.
Yes.
I know it's very useful.
But yeah, a collaborator would not like lists
but
because
I don't like lists. I'm actually very spontaneous. So, but I know they is useful.
They are.
And
I like lists.
I respect the list, but I like to be spontaneous. But I'll see what I'll take a list.
You know what's so funny is that I'm spontaneous too, but I'd probably have a list of spontaneous shit
like,
that I'd want
when
to
can I be
accomplish.
spontaneous?
You're calculative with it. I can be spontaneous on this.
Okay, on this date I'll be spontaneous.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday after 5.
No. That's funny.
Okay.
Kevin used to work for a large retail chain or hotel chain, and he would joke because his managers would want to have meetings to plan a meeting that was coming up
Oh my God.
with other people for meetings.
Yeah, I haven't been that.
Yeah.
I'm not that
Okay,
bad.
that's bad.
I mean, when you've got like 1,200 employees and huge
various
moving parts,
schedules, yeah.
meetings about meetings for me. It was Anyways,
that's funny.
So he wraps this up. He talks about really being ready to play the long game. There are certain things you're going to have to let go of when you fight certain. Wow, all of our lights went out.
And you gotta be
Okay.
so
She didn't pay the
patient for that.
electricity bill.
What the heck? What happened?
we had mood lighting behind you,
Really?
but the battery pack ran out.
Oh.
So okay.
Okay.
So well, we're wrapping
without
up here.
the mood.
Yeah.
Without the mood light.
Does it need some
It's okay.
booze?
I'm still in the mood. We're good.
Like I still got skull.
Oh, this is so good.
I poured mine in there, right? It's so good.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go.
Uh-oh.
I'm going for it.
Do it. So he wraps it up.
Shot.
It's shot 30. So he talks about wrapping this up. He says the real power is not having all your eggs in one basket. And I know you told me what our next book is going to be. So I'm really excited about that because we always do an Easter egg to the next book, right?
Oh,
The
Easter's
next
coming up.
Tomorrow actually, because this is launching Saturday.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Sundays. Okay.
Well, there you go.
But the next book we're going to do is what?
You know, in Spanish it's called
Okay.
Okay, sorry,
What?
the grand plan. I was thinking it's pumpkin plan.
The Pumpkin Plan.
Yeah.
And I did a
What's the
preview on
plan?
this book already, and I'm like, I feel like I'm ready to come out guns blazing with this one because Pat's telling me, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Be in there for the long game. You got to be ready with humility and service, and use the formula for gaining power. And that formula is to outwork your competitors, to out-improve your competitors,
That I got.
to out-strategize your competitors,
Okay.
and outlast your competitors.
I could do that. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I like it.
I really do appreciate everything that Pat had to say. And, you know, just because we are speaking about the book, we don't have to agree with everything on the book, right? I guess for me it's something where he says you have to outwork your competitor, you know, and I guess it really depends. It's relative, guys. What is it that
Work
you
harder or work smarter, not harder.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. It
Absolutely.
really depends on what you want to, you know, let's be relative. He's trying to completely
Dominate his industry,
Exactly.
right? Slay his Goliaths.
Yes.
Sure.
And he's
And not every entrepreneur wants that.
and not every
Yeah,
entrepreneur
some people
wants
just
that.
fine with just getting their goal with what they're gonna do monthly and get their,
Well, and one of the things he
depends what they
said,
wanna
one of the things
achieve.
he said is like, you know, if you're really going to do this, if you're really wanting to disrupt your market and you're really wanting to take on Goliath, you will miss family events, you will miss birthdays, you will miss
exactly.
this, you
Depends
will
what
miss
your
that.
goals are.
Exactly. And like for me, primarily, you know, if it's up to me, if I really can control it, I do not want to miss those events because I value those events.
Mhm.
That's relative to me. However, he has based his values on something else. And there's nothing wrong with that,
Nope.
Pat.
And many of you might align to his values.
Exactly.
Yes.
And many people might align to that.
Don't tell anyone, but every time they call me for a concert on my son's birthday, I'm always busy
Yes.
because I want to be there for my son.
Exactly.
Good for you.
So yeah,
You've
I
got one.
cannot be there like somewhere else unless I can take him with me.
Exactly. And,
Yeah.
and that's the thing is, you know, what is valuable to you, what is relative to you, and do not let those things go. Do not make compromises to what's valuable to you because someone values it differently than you,
Of course.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So loved this book, actually. It was
He
great.
had a lot of great pointers.
Absolutely.
Pick another animal, please. The
Other than the lion.
the lion thing's old. Get another animal, okay? So
Dragon, mythical creatures, please. Although
you
I
lost
do
me on
wonder.
those
So
animals.
yeah, it was last week's episode.
last week.
I'm like, you lost me here.
sorry, he talks about lions being what was it again? Like that is the animal, the
Well, because the way they take care of their pack and
yeah, but
all
is that's like everyone, you know, you get strong like a lion, you get to do this like a
King of
lion.
the jungle kind of thing.
Yes.
All
Pick
right.
another animal. They make, because lions make their women go and get the food.
They
and they
do.
do. You know what I mean? So get another animal.
You're fine. Okay.
Y'all, this
That's too
was
funny.
amazing.
I love it.
Oh my
Thank you for
God.
joining us for this episode. Y'all, we are working on building up this community. So please, I hope you found this entertaining and valuable.
Yes.
Neo, thank you for being here with us.
My
This was
pleasure.
awesome. I can't wait to have you with us again. But friends, there's that little like button, that little subscribe button, that share button. Share button. Share. And we will see you next week as we begin digging into the Pumpkin Plan. Absolutely. So grab a good book
Get some good booze.
and grab great buddies to share it with.
Cheers.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you for being part of that with us.
Oh, that was fun.
That was amazing, right? Let's hope your phone didn't die from that one.
Oh.
Because that was amazing. See? They're not scary.
Oh no.
What?
It did that.
Oh no. Never mind. It was just low battery mode.
Okay.
Scares me, girl.
Girl, I thought it stopped recording.